But in the meantime, Agapita, William, the show is yours.
Oh, I think, let's see, we spent a good bit of the morning piling bodies, that sort of thing, right?
A decent amount.
Yeah, so...
A few hours. So I wouldn't
half a
say
day, maybe.
It was a few hours. I remember stating that specifically. So you're probably sunrise. Still probably early morning, but...
Okay. Yeah. So I guess a couple things that I'll do, headed to the saloon to look for, see if the food got hit like the people did, because I'm hungry, and have a whiskey, and see if maybe there's a player piano I can crank up, and honestly just get some food, little self-reflection, listen to a bit of music, and then take a nap before what we hope is that train kicking off out of here. Yeah.
All right. So,
Agapita, anything different for you? That's William's plan.
Any food in there? Oh, hello.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go along with you. Just gonna look for food. Anything left behind that could be useful. We're gonna set up camp here, right?
That's the idea. Yeah, get some food and stuff, or it's William's idea. Get some food and stuff, and then maybe put down some bed rolls and get a bit of rest, and get up a bit before sundown so we can get out and see if we can figure out if this thing's kicking off from here or not.
All right. Then yeah, I'll help with that.
So, I would say it's definitely not William's first time in a saloon, or not necessarily Agapita's either, correct?
Not really.
You guys know where the food would be stored, or roughly thereabouts. I'm not going to require a roll.
Yep. Find the kitchen, dig through the pantries, see if there's any salt barrels that might have meat curing in them, or any root vegetables or anything like that, and see if they got hit and aged like the living people did, or if it was only things with souls.
Well, you don't find a lot. This is a saloon. Not exactly known for your fine dining. But you are able to find a couple of barrels of salt, as it were, and some of the vegetables that you would expect to find. All of them look perfectly fine. Not more than maybe a day old. Well, when it comes to the vegetables. The meat's obviously a little older, but yeah.
Yeah. I'll dig through, get some jerky, toss some back to Agapita. Be like, you vegetables, meat, or both?
Any.
Toss them.
Whatever's on the table.
Yeah, toss Agapita a few pieces of the jerky, get a few out for myself. Go, maybe get see if I can find like a stew pot and a cooker, and cut up some of the root vegetables and toss some of the meat into it and make kind of a brothy meat vegetable stew out of it that we can eat on. Nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy is sometimes all you need.
Yeah.
Unless there is something very important that you wish to discuss with Agapita, or that Agapita wishes to discuss with William, we're gonna fast forward a few hours.
I think I'm okay with the fast forward here, unless Agapita's got something.
You found is there a piano here or no? Like, that's my question.
There is, but it's not one of those player pianos.
Oh. I don't know how to play one. I know how to crank it up though.
I mean, if somebody has performance, they can give it a shot, or, well, technically, even if you don't, it's just not going to be a great roll.
Yeah, I know, but I don't imagine that my people have pianos. But I can try.
You want to give it a roll?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sing a
I
little.
think you got a negative to that because of your old ways oath, because it's a mechanical device.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be terrible, this roll.
No, it's if I use something mechanical, I lose my powers.
Oh, yeah, no. Probably not playing the piano then.
No, I would not recommend playing the pianos. I don't know if that's quite worth losing your powers over. So, with that, what time would you like everybody to wake up?
Figured hour or so before sunset. Yeah, hour or two before sunset. Get up and get outside and find some high ground and see if we can maybe even back up to that mesa plateau if it's not too far of a walk. See if we can get an idea of this thing starting out here or not.
It's like 15 or 20 minutes uphill. A little bit faster downhill, but, you know.
I'll grab a couple pieces of jerky with me to go. Stick them in my pocket.
Same.
And then get my bag and check my pockets and, well, let's go board that train to Deliverance. Head out and start walking. Go find some
Yeah.
high ground.
So, as you crest the top of the mesa, look out at the remains of the town. There is that uneasy that settles in. If you guys could give me a notice roll.
Notice. Did it do it? Did it do it?
7.
I don't think it. Oh, there it goes. Okay.
5. All right. You hear something. Not sure if it's the squawk of birds, large birds, or if it's a voice that is kind of shrill in its cadence. But you do hear what sounds like words. They are waiting. As stated, it's in kind of this almost like cawing type sound.
You hear that?
Yeah.
I don't like it. Reach down. I'm now walking with my hand on the on my pistol. See if I can I tell what direction it's coming from?
Add a little brevity here. Yes. And that is the answer to both the question of can you tell what direction and the answer to what direction.
Fantastic. Love that for me.
Yeah. Sounds like barkers won't bite. Just taunting us.
Yeah, we ain't alone here. I think we got it right staying though. Look around. Are we still in the town?
This Just stated it was only like 10,
Okay.
15 minutes to get up to the mesa. I would say you're already up at the top. It's not that huge of a deal.
Yeah. See if I can look around, see if I can see this thing forming somewhere. Not really sure what we're looking for, I don't guess, but
Yeah.
see if I can find some sort of anomaly that can give us direction.
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and piggyback off of your previous notice roll. Right now, with it just being a couple of hours before sundown, there isn't a whole lot going on. However, the things that you would notice is you would expect there to be at least some breeze. There's absolutely nothing. Also, at this vantage point, you would expect to see maybe the last few birds in the sky, maybe a coyote, just some sort of wildlife. There is nothing.
I don't see him as afraid, but I do see him as fidgety. So I picture Barnett right now. He's got a number of preloaded speed load cylinders on his gun belt, as well as some shotgun shells. But he's pulling the speed load cylinders out, double checking, counting them, making sure they're in there good, putting them back, checking his shotgun shells, counting, make sure there's no empty ones. Just idle hands. Ain't no good. Giving them something to do. Just kind of doing that and letting the time pass. Hoping. Heard stories about the Deadlands. Don't want to be out here at night for long. Want to get on that train real fast and get moving.
What I want to be. Also, are you all right? It's just the sound of clinking metal together. It's just a bit annoying.
I'm good. I just like to make sure everything's good to go. Ain't got much else to do right now, but
Well,
check and double check. Better than being idle and letting fear creep in your mind.
plenty to
We in,
fear.
we in the devil's playground right now.
You could say that again.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, make sure I am not mistaken before I say something. William,
Mm-hmm.
as you're fidgeting with your speed loader, and I'm assuming also somewhat your pistol as well, your revolver.
Yeah, like checking. They're like cylinders that are preloaded, so you can just checking those, checking the shotgun shells on that belt. You know, pull the pistol out, check it, roll it, snap it, put it back, that kind of thing. Just
As you do that, you are taunted by your revolver. Wouldn't it be a shame if this just jammed? And you realize it's a little harder to rotate the cylinders back into the gun. Just for a brief moment, you click it back in after a moment. Agapita, you heard none of this. It's just William.
just see him kind of moving and to just kind of stop and stare at the pistol for a bit, narrow his eyes,
Silence.
grunts a bit, rolls it and slams it back in and holsters it. And I think that point, he'll grab his holy symbol, kind of give it a little kiss, and bow his head in prayer.
The night rolls on, or I should say the evening rolls into night. The night rolls on. You see things that you kinda wish you hadn't. Nothing too close to where you have to actively avoid anything, but the herd of red-eyed cattle that go through this area are a little unsettling.
What do your spirits say happened to you? You die out here.
I haven't asked. Don't really plan on dying here.
Sounds unprepared.
I prefer confident.
Somebody wants to give me, what would this be? Some sort of knowledge roll on this.
Sure. Common knowledge? Would that be?
Oh, no. Would not
Occult.
be. Occult might work, yeah. Faith might work.
Religion, right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, faith. Yeah. Sorry. I'm mixing systems in my head. Make a faith roll. There's 7.
Where's the
Okay, well, woo. That is,
2 raises.
yeah, 2 raises. So, we're gonna start off with the base level here. You've heard stories of them. They've existed for who knows how long. Some stories say that they're the Reckoner's direct servants. Here they take the form of Texas Longhorns. Los Diablos. Now, that's all William really knows. Agapita, on the other hand, with 2 raises. Let's go a little bit further than that. They don't really they don't really pay many people much attention unless they are make a name for themselves out here. If you die to one of those things, you join them in their own little stampede.
I turn to William and say, "Remember when I said I don't plan on dying?
Yeah. You know, the good
should
book's got words about that.
Well, I got some words for that too. You should formulate the same plan and don't die, because if you do, you'll join those."
I ain't planning on it, but I am prepared for it. I've ran a good one. The good book says, greater love has no one than someone that lays down his life for his friends. So they may say I'll get pulled into the herd, but I don't think that's true as long as I die doing the right thing when they kill me.
That's honorable. Then let's just try not to get in their way. For now.
Good book don't like you being stupid either.
One of them raises its head up and casts a glance over its surroundings.
Yeah.
You can kind of hear it snort, even from the distance that you are.
Oh,
Think I might whisper for a bit instead of talking like normal. Gonna keep an eye on it. Stay quiet. Hand on my revolver.
yeah.
Nice, slow, deep, quiet breaths.
Why not? I'll give it a shot.
Trying to catch its attention. Even though it already did.
It looks directly in your direction. Doesn't make any move towards you. Just looking in your direction. You can't tell from this distance if it's looking right at you, but it's definitely looking towards the mesa and up a bit. You can kind of see the red tendrils swirling up from its eyes.
I don't know if I'm looking back at it trying to prove I'm not afraid, or looking back at it because I'm afraid of what it does when I'm not looking if I look away, but I'm definitely looking back at it. Maybe a little of both.
I grip my bow. Yeah,
As-
ready for any maneuver.
As the tail end of the herd passes it, it eventually turns its head back to the herd and continues along. And that's when you hear it. Sounds distant right now, but it is definitely a train whistle.
Which direction?
Give me notice.
Four.
Yeah.
Success.
Whoa.
Little close there. Success with the raise. on both die. Well, sorry, Agapita, there's not really any additional information I can give you here.
Yeah. She's just really antsy, trying to wait where it's been coming from.
It's coming from where it came, or where it went. If you had to put it, it's coming from beneath the town.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We were on horses, weren't we? Or did we walk? Surely not. Did we?
We had
Not that we'll have them at the end of this ride, but I didn't know if we all showed up with horses.
That wasn't specifically stated, I do not believe.
Yeah, I don't remember. Well, let's get to trekking.
pick up.
There's the donkey that is still up here. That Josh the Jinx brought.
I feel like I should shoot it just to do it a mercy. And then I grab my bag and I'll walk off. Donkeys don't speed things up. They just let you carry more. Especially if it's ornery.
Yeah.
Start hiking it fast back down.
As you reach the bottom, the whistle becomes louder. Combination of both you getting closer to where the town is and presumably it getting closer.
Run up to Main Street, maybe the pile of bodies. I don't know. Agapita. You got a better line on where it might be popping out of, coming out of? I don't know how this is gonna work.
Just, it's gonna come out of town, so whatever this direction the next town was, it's probably where it's headed.
Which we know that, right? We know the next town.
Yes. Pine
So-
box.
Yeah.
Good old pine box. Okay.
Put ourselves
Oh wait, that would
between.
be.
Yeah, go put ourselves between the center of town and Pine Box, I guess, right?
That'd be like northeastern
Like
direction then.
almost direct east, yeah.
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 So, yeah.
Because we're kind of in that stretch of empty between Nacogdoches and Pine Box and Waco,
The
if I remember right.
Yeah, the triangle that it forms with
Yeah.
Austin.
So yeah, just put ourselves between the center of town and Pine Box.
Now, the old clock begins to chime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dong, dong, dong.
Cracks his neck, cracks his knuckles, kind of stretches his shoulders.
And on the 12th chime, I need everybody to make a fear check. And remember, this is a dead land.
So it's minus how much for the dead land? 4?
4
Is it
or
4?
6?
I don't like it.
It's hot. It's very high.
Yeah, it's a lot.
4 to 8. Did I do it right?
Dead land minus 4.
Yeah.
If you're level 6, minus 4.
So yeah, 8.
Alright.
I said.
Yeah, so you need a... Alright, so that is going to be a spirit roll. Double check my edges real quick. No, nothing there. Alright. Let's see what we get.
Oh,
Ooh, no, that's a fail. Go ahead and use our first Benny.
First Benny of the session.
Yeah.
Oh.
There it is.
nice.
Success. 9 minus 4.
Still success, I said.
Yep. This train rips itself from the ground. Doesn't cause an upheaval of stone or anything. Doesn't destroy any of the buildings. But it certainly comes screaming out of the ground. And as it comes up, it then levels itself parallel to the ground, hovering probably about 6-7 inches from the actual earth below it. Without too much ado, it does immediately start moving. It is slow at first. There are... By the time it starts moving, you guys are roughly placed at the 6th car, which is the last car. 5 cars before it, and then the engine.
You kind of have see like an initial kind of shock, and his face starts to white a little bit before he kind of resolves himself. Looks at Agapita, says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified or discouraged." And then books it hauling tail, full sprint for the car he thinks he can reach.
I think it's time. I think this is some time for some athletics here.
Not too bad at that. Here's a 5. Take a success.
Yes, Agapita?
I want to do something.
Well, what do you want to do?
I want to use one of my powers to help myself with this. So, as I'm running, I'm going to try to call to one of the spirits of the earth and use elemental manipulation. So, like, at the nearest I can be to, like, launch up a square, what's that? Move a square foot of earth that's like to push me up onto the train and help.
You want to use the move 1 square foot of earth to catapult yourself.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Give me that faith roll.
For sure.
Faith, right? And then just spout out a stat without thinking about it.
And both of us cast our spells with faith instead of arcana.
Yeah. Come on, Faith.
So go ahead and make your athletics at a +2. With a +2.
Okay. Because I suck at this. 6.
Nice.
More than enough.
Make sure you track your power points, because we got
Yep.
those are limited.
Yeah, and I didn't get a raise, so it's just normal. There you go.
As you both land, what is essentially the last car. William, you're not any too pleased about this, or at least your previous statements would show you're not too pleased about it, as the billowing smoke from the engine trails behind you, the blackish green tint.
Yeah, but this one I'm here to blow up instead of paying somebody to ride.
And it's not too long before that town is starting to get a little distant. And it's time to move. There is, of course, a door leading into the first car.
Well, look at Agapita. I'm assuming it's almost like kind of a railed platform on the back that we're on, and it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I'm picturing it. The classic.
Yeah, of course.
Wooden door, metal door.
Metal. This entire thing, at least to the best of what you saw when it came out and was still for those few moments, this entire thing is made of iron. Some parts rusted, other parts brand new.
Could be worse. Could be ghost steel. I'm gonna hand on the hilt of the pistol. Look at Agapita. Like, you wanna put an arrow in that thing? I'm gonna put my hand on the handle of the door and give Agapita a moment to prep an arrow or their spear, whichever they want. And once I get a nod, I'm gonna open it assuming it's not locked.
Waiting on Agapita's go, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Prep my arrow then.
Yep. All right. Soon as I get like that kind of like nod from Agapita, I'll shove the door handle and push the door open, pending any resistance.
Give me strength.
5 success.
The door is heavy. It is, for what you can tell, solid iron. And the hinges don't like being moved very much. So it's a struggle, but the door does open. The very first thing you would notice is it's dark inside. The light of the night only penetrates maybe the first foot before it almost goes completely pitch black. You can make out rough shapes, but it's a little difficult.
I'll step in. Maybe I can see when I'm inside.
Agapita? William vanishes.
I
Right before I step in, I look at Agapita and just say, kind of finishing what I said before. Just look at him and say, cowardice is work against the Lord, and then step in.
seeing him like fully just disappear,
Yep.
I unready my bow from being taught,
Mm-hmm.
and William? No response.
Nothing. Just the sound of wind rushing by you.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then I'll move forward my way. On my own.
So you're also gonna go in now?
Yeah.
William. You find yourself in what appears to be the luggage car. You see suitcases, you see parasols, you see what you would expect to see where they store most of the luggage that's too big to fit in the passenger cars. Everything
Okay.
inside is very much different from what it was on the outside. Instead of seeing iron, you're seeing hardwood floors, wood paneling with brass accents. Everything looks like I wouldn't quite say top tier, but definitely an upscale train car.
Okay. Nothing or nobody moving though.
The luggage sways, with the movement of the train.
Yeah.
But
Nothing moving of its own free will.
not that you can see.
All right. I'm gonna turn around and look back at the door behind me I just walked through and see if I see
What
Agapita.
door?
Perfect. Love that for me. All right. Kind of look back and be like, well, all right then. And I'm going to count to about 60 in my head before. Is there a door moving forward into the next car?
There is, yes.
Okay. I'm going to count about 60 in my head to give Agapita some time. And if they don't go through, I'm going to assume they either changed their mind and decided not to, or something real bad happened and I'm by myself, and then I'll move forward.
So, roughly on the count of 40, Agapita, you find yourself in the same train car, staring directly at William.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome
However, William, you don't see Agapita.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, I approach William. Hey, thought I lost you there.
And you hear him counting 41, 42, 43, just staring at the back of the car through you. 50.
Agapita, give me a notice roll here, because you hear the counting. But give me that notice roll, please. Four and four. You notice what sounds like a slight delay. You see the lips move. Fraction of a second before the sound.
God, it's like when you're watching a YouTube channel, but it's on your car Bluetooth. Oh, it's the worst.
Based on that seems really odd. Can I make like a check to see what's going on?
What type
This
of
is not
check are you thinking?
I'm so sorry.
Please don't die.
I'm trying.
I don't know if there's paperwork for us if that happens while we're on stream, but if there is, I don't want it. So
Yeah, no, nor do I, honestly. That's just not something we want to deal with.
no, I don't have the time for that.
Yeah, I want to see maybe like a coal.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
50, 51.
Lucky number 13.
Two raises. Even with a negative modifier, there's still a raise. At least one. Nice. Good roll.
As you start to notice as you get just a little closer,
Wasted it.
the skin begins to peel off of William in front of you. Until it is a person roughly his size with no skin. And it's going to attempt to grab you. So, it's got a couple of edges here.
Sure. Do reverends do that? Do your skin just like fall off?
Not until the power gets real hot.
Let's see here. Cannot take the blah blah blah. Yes, I know. There we go. Okay, that has to do with action cards. So we'll just do this the standard way, I suppose. What's your parry?
Harry, the platypus is 5. Wait, why is it 5? It's supposed to be 6.
Parry,
5.
2 plus half your fighting die. Grappling, if you're doing grappling, that's a little different, but
No. This thing reaches out and attempts to touch you. However, I need you to now make a fear roll at -2. And you are still classified as in a Deadlands.
oh god. So it'd be -6.
Yes. So I'm gonna spend a Benny.
You gotta hit a 10 or better.
No, it's not meant to be.
I wouldn't keep chasing that one.
So that is 2 1s. Well, actually, less than 2 1s. That's a 0 and a -5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all know what that means, right?
Well, he failed his fear check.
Yeah.
The crit fails are the natural numbers on the dice,
Yeah.
not results. But yeah. Oh yeah, he failed. He failed real good.
Which means we're now going to do a lovely little roll on the fear chart.
Can I do something though?
What do you want to do?
I have an edge
Okay.
where if someone feels an attack on me, I can counterattack. I can do it after, I guess. If it's
I have a feeling all of this is obviously, narratively speaking, all of this is kind of happening at once. So the skin's peeling off, etc., as it reaches out to try and touch you. So technically your fear roll is happening while it attempts to lay a hand on you. So the counterattack would come after.
So it's a D20, and since the creature has a -2 fear penalty, you'll add 2 to your D20 roll.
10.
It's not the worst it could be. You are shaken, however.
Which means no counterattack.
Yes, that's why.
Now you can, if you want, spend a Benny to immediately be not shaken and still get it, but it'll cost you one of your 2 remaining Bennies to do that.
Then no, I'll just accept it. I'm shook. Oh, this music. Sorry.
And
Reminds me of home.
this time, now, refresh my memory. I know shaken, a wound can be applied, but that's not the point here.
Right.
Still gets the full parry, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the only thing that matters here.
Yep. It just means that you can only perform free actions while you're shaken. But it's not like being stunned, or even stunned, I think you get your full parry, but...
Agapita, when it touches your shoulder, it doesn't dig its clawed-like hand into your shoulder. William. On the count of 55. Agapita appears behind you. Oh. There you are. You disappeared there for a second.
How'd you get behind me?
Would you like to roll notice?
Yeah. I'm suspicious. But I'm not spending a penny on that.
Sounds like Agapita.
Say. Alright, well. Let's go. There ain't nothing to be had in this one, now that you're in. And I'll turn and start walking towards the door to the next car.
As you do so, Agapita puts a hand on your shoulder. And when that happens, you feel everything shift. As you feel everything shift, you see a copy of yourself looking at Agapita. Agapita, you're no longer standing in front of a skinless being. You're now standing in front of two Williams. And roll me smarts. Both of you. We'll see here.
5.
Good.
9.
No raises tonight, but only the one failure, so.
You realize, as the shift happens, that you're not exactly in the same place where you were standing originally. Things have shifted enough where there is some confusion. Not as much confusion as if you wouldn't have felt the shift, though. Like, you realize something has happened, you realize I'm not quite standing in the exact same place I was, but not enough to completely disorient you.
Like maybe we were still in space for a split second and the train moved and then we were back on the, kind of like the train moved underneath us for a split second or something.
Kind of
Almost.
like that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see a copy of me in front of Agapita.
Yes. The back of his head.
Pull and shoot.
Alright.
Something ain't right. I don't like it. There's not two of me.
Agapita, you see one William pull a pistol at the back of the other one's head.
And as I do it, I'll just say, for even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light.
Yeah, that's something we would say. So I held back from casting something.
As William says that, the other William turns, pulling his pistol as well. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. However, you were pulling your pistol before he turned, so I'm gonna just give it to you in this case. Let's see if you can't get that shooting roll.
All right. Am I adjacent to them, or do I have space?
You're not within arm's reach, but
Okay, so
definitely a few steps and you would be.
that's fine. If I'm adjacent, I have to beat their parry with my shooting roll. If I'm not, then I only have the target number 4.
Target number 4 then.
All right. So
Knowing full well,
with a raise. So that'll be get a bonus damage die. So that'll be 3d6 plus 1. How do I roll just a regular d6?
It should be.
If I remember right, I can do that.
Yeah.
10 points of damage.
Beats the toughness.
Does it beat it by 4?
Yes, it does.
That's a wound.
As it screams out, the flesh melts from it, and it collapses to the ground. And then
Beware false prophets.
Agapita's voice behind you. And you subconsciously feel Agapita behind you knock an arrow.
I raise my hands, and without even looking, I'm gonna call to a spirit of air, and I'll call it to blast some air onto this copycat. Assumedly, copycat.
So
I don't know.
you're summoning a blast of air to rush past William, who's in front of you. To try.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not actually behind him. You're in front of him.
I think point of origin can be anywhere within Smart's die range of pace on it.
Yeah.
So it could be from like the side of it or something.
Yeah, I thought it was behind me because of the wording. Okay.
Behind me.
Yeah,
So me and you are looking at each other, and your copy is behind me.
Okay. Then yeah, I do it like around you, or like to the side of you, to behind you.
So
Makes sense.
I made that smarts roll. Are you trying to give me you trying to do like an air current to like deflect, like almost like an arrow deflection around me kind of deal?
No, that's an actual spell. So
Oh, I don't know.
I
Okay. You can do some cool stuff with the manipulation one. So I made that smarts check earlier. The Agapita in front of me started to cast a spell and was like, "Oh no, that's something you would say," and then didn't a second ago. The Agapita that's behind me is the one that appeared behind me without coming through the no door caboose of the train. Is it reasonable with that and having made the smarts roll that I would be the most suspicious of the one behind me?
Hard to tell because one appeared behind you and then the other one just randomly appeared in front of you. So there's a healthy amount of suspicion on both sides because both of them appeared out of some place that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Well, we leave.
I had an Agapita, and this Agapita in front of me had a fake William. So it could stand to reason. Real Agapita, fake William. Real William, fake Agapita. But really hanging on what they said when they said, "Oh, that's something you'd say," and stopped and didn't do anything.
Thanks for watching Spaghetti Wednesdays on the Domain Gaming, the actual play series where we throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe. You can also support us on Patreon and get access to exclusive content, behind the scenes, and more. Tune in next week for another thrilling adventure on Spaghetti Wednesdays. Let's see what sticks this time.